Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 5 Questions
Greetings.
with LeRoy
Your holiday spirit or
Butler. This is our Friday edition because one of us had some schedule issues that who knows what they were, but we're not even going to go into that. So if you need someone to blame for not having these up on Tuesday, you know where to look.
It's okay.
So,
we'll make up for it.
Yeah.
Trust me with these subjects.
Let's get right into it. I wrote a blog post this week about comparing Rodgers and Favre, and not comparing them for their careers, but just saying that people are making a lot out of Rodgers' hot streak, and he is hot. He's playing very well, but let's not forget that it's not any better than some of the streaks Favre had. And I went back and looked statistically. At the end of 95 and the beginning of 96, there was a 16-game span there where he threw for 49 touchdowns with 7 interceptions. I mean, that's amazing. Now, you were part of those teams, too.
Yep.
So let's start the debate. Is Aaron Rodgers playing better than Brett Favre ever did?
Yes, and here's why. I think a lot of it, too, Brett Favre always had a top-tier defense. Aaron's this year is not having that. He's had to play through the deficiencies of the special teams turning the ball over and, defense giving up a lot of yards. They're averaging 285 yards against the pass. But for some reason, he's been doing this. And think of it this way. Brett had a great career, and we all know that. But in Brett's prime, at times, it was like an EKG machine, up and down.
It wasn't.
Rodgers has always been at a high level.
It wasn't during that 95, 96 season.
Oh, you're saying just one season.
The only time in 96 when it got bad. Now, this is a point that I will make, is that remember when Robert Brooks blew out his knee against San Francisco? Freeman broke his arm the following week. And his starting wide receivers were Terry Mickens and Don Beebe.
I remember that.
So, and they went to the Super Bowl that year. And Andre Rison came in, but, let's face it, it took him time to get in, and he wasn't that huge a factor except in the Super Bowl.
No, I agree with you. I agree 100% because not only do you have to elevate the guys around you, but again, we as the defense got a lot of turnovers, but you can't throw that in there because this defense got 17 interceptions to lead the league for Aaron Rodgers. It just seems like Aaron Rodgers has set a standard for himself and for his team, but and I was trying to explain this to people, he's not in a zone. This is what he expects. And he's been fueled, Tom, by a lot, junior college, not being the #1 pick, not being 6'5", 6'6", or 6'4", like all the other, quarterbacks. He's doing this thing, very accurate running and, in the pocket. Now, when you think about completions, it's been 3 games this year. He's been close to 80% of his passes. If you throw in those 15 drops, I mean, right now he's like 72% of his completion. That could be 77%. That's out of his mind.
Yeah.
I mean, so when you debate about him and Brett, I just think that Aaron has set a standard that I can never see him doing something terrible. I mean, 5 and 6 interceptions or something like that.
Right.
He just set that standard that it's going to always have a pretty good game.
Well, there's no question if he keeps up the standard he's at now, it'll be a better season than Favre ever had. But that's a big if,
Yeah, that's true.
It's every week I'm amazed that he can continue to put up.
And one thing I will say about Brett, I knew every single week he was going to be there. He's never going to sit out because of an injury.
Right.
Rodgers has done the same thing.
Right.
I mean, I know he had a concussion against Detroit. They sat him out, but he's lined up every week, and he took a lot of hits at the Monday night game against Minnesota. One he took right in the chin, so he's durable. But when you talk about accuracy, Rodgers is off the charts. But when you talk about a guy that's dependable and is going to be there every single Sunday, Brett's in a class by himself. But again, I've seen no quarterback play this good for this stretch. Take the Philadelphia game all the way through in the playoffs to now, I just haven't seen it, this consistency, and
Well, I
it
think
just
your
makes
memory
me
is short.
excited about that.
I think your
well, my
memory
memory
short
is short. I had
because
3 concussions
start
about
with-
that. I had 3 concussions.
You remember the starting with that Bears game when Favre threw 5 touchdowns.
Right.
I mean, he went on to
Yep.
throw 20 touchdowns and
Yeah.
3 interceptions the rest of the year.
Right.
And played pretty well in that championship game against Dallas.
Well, again, every time I saw 4 running out there, I knew we had a chance.
Yeah.
And I think that's what this team looks at with Aaron Rodgers, number 12. And I just feel sorry, really, to kind of wrap it up. I feel sorry for this division. You had to go through Favre for 16 years. Now you got to
Yeah.
go through Aaron for the next who knows years.
Yeah.
And I just like the fact that Favre went through a true West Coast offense. Short passing game, set up the long passes. McCarthy has kind of changed the West Coast a little
Yes,
bit.
he has. It's very different from what
It's
Mike
very
Holmgren
different.
ran.
If you put Brett in this offense, he could put up, well, he's already lead the league in everything. You know, he could put up some big numbers as well.
Well, you know, you go back, his highest completion percentage of his career was the year he spent with McCarthy in 2007
Right,
when they
right.
went to the NFC Championship, and it was one of his highest passer ratings.
And that was in that kind of an offense.
Yeah, yeah.
So I love the debate, though. I love it. I absolutely love the debate when you talk about Brett and you talk about Aaron.
It is a good debate.
It really is, because Aaron is kind of one of these movies that you're watching, and the movie is so good that is it ever going to end? You don't know.
Yeah.
And with Favre movie, you got all the Academy Awards and you got all the great actors and everything, and it was just, you can always put it in at any time.
Right, but it's not present in your mind, and I think that's where people.
So let me ask you this: Am I, and as America, are we a prisoner of the moment?
Yes, yes. We always think ahead, or think
Yeah.
of the current moment as the most important moment. You know, there is. And,
Can I
and
say
that's
something to
human
that, though?
instinct. Yeah.
Can I say something
Sure.
to that? Because we may be, but with Aaron, what he's doing just by the numbers, throw the numbers out, just the eye test. You just say, wow.
Yeah. Oh, there's no
You just do.
question.
Yeah.
He's playing
Yeah.
at a highest level of any quarterback in the league right
Right.
now.
Yeah.
But, you know, again,
But
I'm
again,
just
Brett
going to
was-
say Favre
Brett
did
was
too. You
pretty
know, you
damn
say,
good.
Wow. You know,
He was,
I
he
think
was,
the,
he was.
the unfortunate part of this whole thing
Yeah.
is it would be great if Favre was there now and these two guys were, you know, able to commiserate and,
Yeah.
and you know,
You're right. And I think that
celebrate
day is
their
coming.
great performances.
I think that day is coming, but I think everything that Aaron had to go through when Brett actually left, all the bad press and,
Yeah,
and then
the
him reaching
pressure.
out. I mean, to do all of that and not being the number 1 pick, fire inside of him, and you know,
That made him a better player.
There you go. And I just like the fact that for the next 10 years, he's on the Green Bay Packers quarterback.
Good. Okay. Maybe this will be debate day.
Yeah.
We got a couple other things to talk about. This is an interesting debate, and that is the Packers are still sharing playing time between Ryan Grant and James Starks.
Yes. Yeah.
What's your opinion of that? Obviously James Starks is a younger player. He's got more juice in his legs. You can tell that. I think anybody can see that.
Right.
Grant's struggling a little bit. How do you handle that?
I think you put them in packages. The short yardage goal line packages is Starks. The base packages, third down, you can let them split that. But for the most part, Starks is the future. You know, Grant's in the last year of his contract. But every now and then against pass protection, you know, Starks misses that every now and then. You know,
He's gotten better, though.
He's
gotten
gotten
a lot
better.
better.
And with Grant, he's reliable. And not to mention, this is why it gets exciting. Because when Grant is healthy, he's one of the best backs in the league the last 7 to 8 games. So if you can, you know, put that together with Starks, their running game is going to get very good through the bad weather that's coming up. But I think the coaches are doing it the right way. You balance it with a great passing attack, and in the fourth quarter, you wear these teams down with these 2 big running backs. But ultimately, in the future, Starks has to be your 3 down back until Alex
Green, he's
or
out
any
for the
other
year.
guy
Yeah,
in
Brandon
the future.
Sane would be the guy now.
Right. Anybody in the future can be a third down back of that nature. So I don't have a problem with them splitting time.
I mean, right now, okay, so Starks gets 15 carries, Grant gets 9.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want to just see Starks get a 24-carry game and see what he could do?
Well, we did do that in the playoffs, and he dominated.
Right, but Grant was out. I mean,
right, he was out, so
now?
we saw that. So I have film of that. You know, I think it works now, Tom, because the offense doesn't really set up for those guys to get that many carries. It's set up for them to share it so we can rely upon Aaron a lot. Now, with that being said, do you want to reduce Grant's role?
Mm-hmm.
If you do that, then you gotta just make Starks. You're the starter, and Grant, you just spot duty.
Okay.
Is that what you want to see?
Well, no, I don't know. It's a tough deal because
if you ask him for 25 carries, then Grant's only gonna get 5 carries a game.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, is that what they should do? I don't know.
Well, I think a lot of it, they should put the onus on Starks to grasp the position and take it.
Right.
Be a better pass blocker, pick up better protection, run the ball, not so much dancing, be violent and running, and you got to be able to catch the ball out of the backfield. You got to do all of that for them to say, here's the keys to the franchise, and you're the back.
Okay. We took up a lot of time with those two subjects. Let's just touch briefly. Chad Clifton's getting close to being ready. Not this week, probably not for the Lions game, but the week after that, he might be available. What do you do?
I have to see him by the Giants. The Giants, Tom, has one of the best pass rush because they can rush 4 guys. Mm-hmm. I would love to see him against Detroit. So
you're saying put him back in as soon
as
he's ready?
I would like to see him out there because I would like to let Newhouse will be my ace in the hole now. He can go to either tackle if these guys get injured. And you can just kind of relax a little bit because I'm telling you something, Newhouse, these last few weeks, he's been playing hard. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know he may get up a sack here and there, but if Clifton is available, your Pro Bowl left tackle, because he's so big and he can really walled off that left side, you got to put Clifton back in there. And let's just see how it works out.
Okay, good. Quickly, Jordy Nelson, do you think he's really their number 1 receiver now? And that I'm only saying that because Greg Jennings is getting a lot of double teams, and he's the one who seems to be benefiting from it.
Well, you know what? I like the fact that he's a deep threat. I like the fact that if you're going to put your number 1 true corner on Jennings, do you have another option? I like to see them move him around a little bit, not just line him up out on the perimeter.
Right, which they don't do all that much.
To me, if you keep taking him lightly, he's going to dominate. Yeah. And I like the fact that you can keep thinking, they got a white boy wide receiver if you want. He's going to kill you.
Right.
So he's kind of like a secret weapon. And you can understand when Aaron goes to him as an outlet, all you want him is a 6'4" wide receiver out there one-on-one with any corner.
Right.
So, it's just like anything, Tom. You catch people by surprise. They don't really know how good you are.
Right.
In the Super Bowl, he dropped a few balls, could have been MVP, could have caught 12 balls. So moving forward, the second half of the season, he won't catch a lot of people by surprise. So it may make it harder for him, but I tell you what, I'm just glad he's on the Packers team.
Okay. And finally, I got to ask you this. 2 sentences, Tim Tebow.
Man, Tebow is the man.
Come on.
Tebow is the man. He's changing things. He's changing things because it's about the last 5 minutes of these games. Not many quarterbacks can line up and go 95 yards and score. Not many
without
quarterbacks
throwing the ball.
I get that, but the other teams know that. Why can't they stop him?
I don't know.
They haven't stopped him in high school.
I don't get
They
it.
haven't stopped him in college. He's the
tell
smartest
me why
guy out
Rex
there.
Ryan, with one of the best defenses in the league, couldn't stop Tim Tebow last night.
Tebow got God on his side. So how can you argue that? How can you argue that?
If you think God's watching football, you're crazy.
God is watching football. That's why we're in God's territory, the Green Bay Packers. But I love the fact that he's a winner. I love the fact that he's doing it unconventionally. You don't need a quarterback to do a lot, put up, fantasy numbers. Give me 100 passing, 100 rushing, 4 and 1.
All right.
Stay tuned to that.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
John Elway can't be real happy though, because he wants a conventional quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
But hey, keep him in there. Let him play.
Yeah. Anyway, well, thanks for thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the debate as much as we did.
Yeah, this is brought to you by Syndics Ballestery, owned and operated. Matter of fact, I'll be in New Berlin tonight from 6:30 to 8:30 at the Syndics there, and W.J. Kuhn and Oak Creek.
And don't forget to tune in to X's and O's. We have a couple of interesting downkeeper splits to look at. See you next week.